Morning children, we'll see about the topic in history, the Middle Ages. The next part of the lesson is Mongol rule in China. Okay, how these people ruled China. Okay, so that is what we are going to see. Mongols. Mongols are nomads. Nomads means what? Nomads means what? They won't stay in one place. They move from one place to another in search of food, water and for many things. Okay, so that those people are called nomads. So first these Mongols were nomads. From where? From the steppes. Steppes. Okay, where it is? That is from the Asiatic Russia. So from the area Asiatic Russia. So okay children, so the Mongols were nomads. These people were nomads, and where they came from the steppes, and that is in Asiatic Russia. Okay, and first these Mongols were herdsmen. Okay, they were herdsmen, but they were experts in warfare. Okay, but experts in warfare. ஆனா சண்டை போடுறதுல போர் புரியறதுல அவங்க ரொம்ப திறமையானவங்களா இருந்தாங்க. Okay, so first Mongols are nomads. That nomads means what? People moving from one place to another for many things, food and like that. So they lived in steppe. Actually they came from steppes of Asiatic Russia. From Russia they came, okay, to China. Then they were herdsmen. Herdsmen maadu mekravanga. Okay, so they were herdsmen, but they were expert means they were very talented in war. Okay, doing war. Okay, then next among this, their remarkable leader. Okay, their remarkable leader name is Genghis Khan. Who is their great leader? His name is Genghis Khan. Okay, his name is Genghis Khan. Okay, so first what happened in China after whose rule? That Sung dynasty. Dynasty is nothing but kingdom. Okay, Sung dynasty. Okay, then the Mongols established their rule. Okay, Mongols established their rule that named in the dynasty. What is the name of that dynasty that established by the Mongols? That is Yong dynasty. I already told you dynasty is kingdom. So what happened in China after this people's rule, that is Sung dynasty? What happened? Mongols, they have established a rule. First they were nomads, and when they came to China after this rule of Sung dynasty, they established a rule in China in the name of Yong dynasty. Okay, among these Mongols, who is who became a great Khan? Okay, that is Mangu Khan. What's his name? Mangu Khan. Mangu Khan became a great Khan when in the year 1252. Okay, so first the Mongol came as nomads from the steppes to the from Russia, and they were good in they were herdsmen, but they were good in warfare. Okay, and among these, who is a very great leader, was considered as a great leader, Genghis Khan. Okay, then in China after the Sung dynasty, these Mongol people they established their rule in the name of Yong dynasty. Okay, in the year next, and then in that dynasty, who is a great person? Mangu Khan became a great Khan in the year 1252. So then Kublai Khan. So what happened when these people started ruling the country? Kublai Khan was appointed the governor of China. He was appointed as a governor of China. So this person is appointed as, who is appointed as a governor for China? That is Kublai Khan. Then what happens? The Mongol presence, okay, the Mongol presence, that is from one end of Eurasia to the other end. From one, what's the name of that place? Eurasia. ஸோ அவங்களோட அந்த ப்ரெசன்ஸ் வந்து இந்த இடத்துலேருந்து அந்த எண்டிலேருந்து இன்னொரு எண்ட் ஆஃப் யூரேஷியாஸ் வரைக்கும் இருந்தது. என்ன, வாட் இட் brought, played a key role in spreading the Chinese technological advancement. Okay, so they have spread, these people, they spread Chinese technological advances where to the developed, less developed societies in the west areas la in the less developed societies along they have developed. Okay, so they spread Chinese technological advances to the less developed societies in the west side, in the west. So what happened? So these Chinese, when they occupied the places from one side of Eurasia to the other side, so what they played a key role in spreading their Chinese technological advancements to the less developed societies in the west side. At that time, Marco Polo, a foreigner, he came to China. Okay, what's his name? Marco Polo, a foreigner who visited this place, very much impressed. About what? I'll tell you. Okay, so the Marco Polo, he is a foreign traveler. Okay, foreigner. He was very much impressed. About what? He was very much about on seeing the Mongol court in Beijing. Okay, at what place? Beijing. Okay, so the Mongol, that is the name of a person, Marco Polo. He is a foreigner to the Chinese, he is a traveler to China. He was very much impressed on seeing the Mongol court at Beijing. Okay, so then what happened? But the peasants were suffering due to poverty. Okay, but he was impressed by the court of a Beijing. And but one side the peasants were விவசாயிகள், okay, they were suffering due to poverty. வறுமையில் ரொம்ப வாடிட்டு இருந்தாங்க. At the same time there were revolts of religious sects, and not only that secret societies. Next point is there were revolts among, okay, புரட்சி. Okay, what is revolts? புரட்சி யாருக்கெல்லாம் நடந்தது? Between the religious sects, மத பிரிவுகளுக்குள்ள சண்டை நடந்துச்சு. அப்புறம் சீக்ரெட் சொசைட்டிக்குள்ள சண்டை நடந்துச்சு. Then and secret societies. What happened? Secret societies. So there were a revolt of religious sects. மத பிரிவு. செக்ஸ்னா என்னமா? this religious sects மத பிரிவுகளுக்குள்ள நிறைய சண்டைகள் வந்தது. சீக்ரெட் சொசைட்டிஸ்க்குள்ள சண்டைகள்லாம் வந்தது. ஸோ இந்த ஃபைனலாக இது யார் ஃபினிஷ் பண்ணாங்கன்னா, ஃபைனலி the leader, his name is Chu Yang Cheng. What's his name? Chu Yang Cheng. Okay, so what happened? He took the Mongol capital Beijing. Okay, Mongol capital Beijing, and he himself proclaimed emperor in the year 1361. Okay, so that is how the Mongols become the rulers of China. Okay, then Chu Yang Cheng, he took Mongol capital and proclaimed, avare arivichukitaru. Okay, proclaimed himself emperor in the year 1361. This is how the Chinese made their Mongols made their rule in China. Okay, then next we'll see about the iron and steel industry. Okay. Okay, so iron and steel industry in China. Okay, iron and steel industry. So iron and steel industry. So iron and steel industries, they became highly organized. ஒரு நல்ல விதத்தில் அது வளர்ந்து வந்துட்டு இருந்தது சைனாவில். ஓகே, iron and steel industry was highly organized, became highly organized. So what happened in China? The quantity of iron produced by China in the year 1078 was how much? Exceeded to 1,14,000 okay tons. So how much they produced? The quantity of iron produced by China during the year 1078 exceeded to more than 1,14,000, but England produced how much? England produced only 68,000. Okay, England produced only the 68,000 tons. Okay, produced the 68,000 tons. That is even in 1788. Okay, so 1078 itself they have produced more than 1,14,000, but these people, okay, so they have produced, England produced only 68,000 tons even in 1788, and these Chinese people excelled in ceramics and porcelain making. So the ceramics and the pingam cup adella pathirpingalo, so that is all ceramics. So adula romba siranda vilanginangala. They are great in making this ceramic and porcelain making. So Chinese excelled na ரொம்ப சிறந்து விளங்குனாங்க அப்படிங்கிறது தான் அதோட அர்த்தம். ஓகே, ஸோ சைனீஸ் எக்ஸல்ட் இன் ceramics and porcelain making, and this technique was known to Europe for more than after 700 years also they were aware of this, unaware of this ceramic and that is porcelain making. That fourth point, this technique was not known to England, known to England for till when? For another 700 years. For another 700 years they were unaware of this making of the ceramic and porcelain making. Okay, so then that time gunpowder was in use by 1044. There itself they started using the gunpowder. Who? Chinese. Okay, gunpowder was in use by 1044 itself. Okay, so these are about the iron and steel industry of China. So they were highly organized, properly organized, they became developing. Okay, so if the quality of iron produced by China is only this much, that exceeded to in the year 1078 1,14,000 tons they have produced. When if you compare England, they have produced only 68,000 tons in the even in the year 1788. Okay, so the Chinese they were very good in making the porcelain and ceramics, and this technique of making this ceramics and porcelain were not known to the England people for another, after the 700 years only they come to know about this ceramic and porcelain making. So gunpowder also used by Chinese in the year by 1044 itself. Okay, then next we'll see about how Japan got its name. Okay. How Japan got its name. Okay, Japan. So Japan, how it's got its name? Chinese, Japan's name was given by the Chinese emperor. Who gave Japan the name? Okay, by Chinese emperor. He only gave the name Japan to Japan. Okay, so then next what happened? In a message sent by Chinese emperor, so இவர் அனுப்புற அந்த செய்தியில ஜப்பானோட emperor how he addressed, okay, Chinese emperor of Japan, emperor of Japan was addressed. How he was addressed? As the name Tai Nai Punk Kok. So it is a Chinese name given to the Japanese emperor. Okay, Tai Nai Pung Kok. What is the meaning for that? Meaning is, that is great sunrise kingdom. Okay, பெரிய சூரியன் உதய கொண்ட ராஜ்யம் அப்படிங்கிறது தான் அதோட meaning. So Japan, how it is got its name? It is the name Japan is given by the Chinese emperor. Okay, so he sent a message to the emperor of Japan. Okay, in that how he addressed the king, how he mentioned the king, Tai Nai Pung Kok. What's the meaning for this? Tai Nai Pung Kok. It's a meaning that is great rice kingdom. In தமிழ்ல என்ன சொல்லுவாங்க, பெரிய சூரிய உதயத்தை கொண்ட ஒரு ராஜ்யம் அப்படின்னு சொன்னாங்க. Okay, so he gave this name. So what happened then? Japanese then they thought that this name sounds better than the name that is Yamata. Yamata. So first they called their country Yamata. Okay, previous name. So what this Chinese people they thought that, so this name is Toi Nai Pung Ok is better than the name Yamata. Okay, so then from then what they did, they started calling their country. How they call their country? They started calling their country how? Dai Nippon. So how they call their country? Dai Nippon. Okay, the meaning for that is the land of rising sun. Okay, the land of meaning for that is meaning is the land of rising sun. So they call their land like this, Dai Nippon, and finally Nippon became Japan. This is how Japan got its name. Okay, so this Nippon then it became Japan. So this is how the Japan got its name. First one, the how they got Japan got its name. The name was given by the Chinese emperor. So he sent a message to a Japan emperor in mentioning that, addressing him, that is Dai Nei Pung Kok. The meaning for that is a great sunrise kingdom. So what these people, they like this sound instead of Yamata. From then onwards they started calling their kingdom, country as Dai Nippon, and this Nippon has changed to Japan. This is how the Japan got its name. Then next is about the Arabs. How they got the name? Saracens. Okay, Arabs got the name Saracens. Okay, so what is about that? The Arab these Arabs easily overran many regions. What's the meaning for this? Overran, that is invade. Okay, they have captured many region. Okay, that is very easily they have conquered, they captured or invade many region. That is what? Overran. Okay, so under that is led by the general. What is the name of his general? Tariq. Okay, Tariq. So Tariq, after capturing, that is conquering Morocco and Africa, what happened? They crossed into Europe. They went to Europe. First they captured these two places, Morocco and Africa. Then after conquering these places under the leadership of General Tariq, they crossed into which place? Europe. So after they went there, they took Spain under their custody. Okay, so they took Spain ruling for many hundreds of years. Okay, for many hundreds of years. Hundreds of years they ruled this Spain. Okay, then what happened? First, this Arabs were initially, until then they were the nomads from the which place? From the deserts. First they were nomads. Okay, nomads from, already I told you what's the meaning for nomads. Nomads from the desert. அப்படி இருந்தவங்க what happened? Became the ruler of a mighty empire. ஒரு பெரிய பேரரசுக்கு அவங்க அரசர்களா ஆயிட்டாங்க. So actually first they are nomads, not staying in one place, and finally what happened? They became a ruler of mighty empires. Okay, became a rulers of a mighty empire. ஒரு பெரிய பேரரசுக்கு அவங்க வந்து அரசர்களா ஆயிட்டாங்க. டெசர்ட்லேருந்து நாடோடியாக வந்தவங்க இந்த மாதிரி ஆயிட்டாங்க. ஸோ தே வேர் கால்ட், தீஸ் பீப்புள், தீஸ் அரப்ஸ் வேர் கால்ட் அஸ் திஸ் இஸ் Saracens. ஓகே, ஸோ தே வேர் கால்ட் Saracens. This is the meaning for that. How these Arabs become a Saracens. Okay, yes. Assignment. Learn and write about Mongol rule in China. I hope you